Hello guys, my name is Eddie Jonathan and today we're going to learn about Tableau data source file .tds. So what is a .tds? Sometimes before analyzing our data, we want to make some changes to the attributes or the metadata of our data source. And what do I mean by metadata? I mean the data about the data. For example, we want to change the types of the field. We want to change the name or renaming a field. We can also give a different alias to the members of the field. So all these types of changes can be saved under a .tds file for reusability. In case we use the same file on a regular basis, it is preferable to save all these changes so that we cannot do it once again, every time we open the file. So here we can see that Tableau says that a .tds file contains the modifications applied to the attributes and metadata. For example, the conversions of a measure to dimensions and vice versa, the organization of the fields into folders, the modification of the default properties, the groups, the calculated fields and set that we create, etc., can be all saved under a .tds file. We need to note that the .tds file does not include neither the login informations nor the views that we create within Tableau. So how does it work? Let's get into Tableau and see. So let's connect to Global Superstore. Let's take order table. Just let's create a random, some random visits. So I'll take subcategory and sales. Let me sort it. So now we see that Tableau by default aggregates the measures. That is why we see sum here. So the default aggregation is sum. Let's say I want the default aggregation to be an average. So for this, we can go to the measure, go to default properties, aggregation, and then choose average. So now, see, when I bring sales now, it defaults to average. So this is good. Now, let's say I want to create a map. Let's bring country to the view. Let's change it to a field map. And let's create now a calculated field. Let's say I want to see our profit ratio. So let's give the name profit ratio. Sum of profits divided by sum of sales. So this is the profit ratio formula. Let's bring it to color. And now we have a pretty nice map. We can also maybe, for the sake of learning what is the .tds file, we can just create a group with all these three, right? So let's take them and create a group here. So this clip icon is just to create a group. Now we have it here. We can now create a very simple dashboard, right? Let's go to dashboard. Let's bring the visits. Let's put our legend as float so that we can have some space. Maybe let's filter. So now we see that those countries that are red, they have less profit ratio, and those who are more of a blue, sky blue, light blue, have a greater profit ratio. So let's see. Let's put this one entire view. Yes. Now we can see a bit of the details, right? Now we have created our V's and dashboards. Now let's save our .tds file. We go to data, and then here we see add to save data source. So let's just give a name, TDS tests, and save. Now when we go to the connect page, we can see that it is already here, right, under the save data sources. So now let's see what happens when we close. So I do not save the visits, right? Let's go to Tableau repository to see if it is there. Yes, it's there. Now let's open Tableau. And let's open our TDS test to see if everything that I have made is still there. So yes, we can see that our calculated field profit ratio is still there, right? We can also see that our default properties is still there. We can also see that the group is there, right? The group is there. Now, when I close this, another thing, we can no longer see the visits. So it does not include the visits, right? So when I close this one and I open Tableau again, and I connect to Global Superstore, I bring orders table, I don't see all the modifications that I have done. I can see them only when I use this .tds. So guys, I hope you learned something, and thank you very much for joining us. Bye.